All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakah Kudash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach very well, walk this truth from, and sanitation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to push this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, Shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And today, just basically getting on the times that we are in, man, because we're not in the times of everything being all fine and dandy, or basically America is going to turn back into the glory that it once had. So now we can just chill out. No, man. We are in the time when Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua is finna crank things up, for the lack of better words, man. And we can see the articles, the news articles, the CDBC, that these guys are ramping up the famine, inflation, the GOP, the Dow Jones going all the way down. All these different things is happening right before our eyes, man. And the water Yahweh Shimon Awashaka open our eyes so we can see these things, man. Because a lot of these people, especially 2/3 of our people, they can't see it, even though it's right in front of their face, man. You know, so let's start right here in Romans 13 and verse 11. It says, "In that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep." Real quick, let's go into the word, if it's a phrase, I'm not mistaken. Yeah, high time. You know, because for the lack of better words, like it says in Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter, it's a season for everything, man. And it's definitely not the season to be chilling out, man. You know? Let's go into the word high time in the Strong's.
Strong's G 5610, hora.
Hora. First definition: a certain definite time or season fixed by natural law and returning with the revolving year. And it's the spirit, because Yahweh Shai, he's returning, man. The spring, the summer, life is returning upon the planet Earth, man. So for the lack of better words, you have to be prepared for, you know, not just sitting down and, for the lack of better words, get along and wait until the last minute, then make everything fine. No, man, like it says in the scriptures, it is high time to wake out of sleep, man. Let's go a little bit more in Strong's definitions of that word. Their Strong's definitions, it says spirit, it says primary an hour, day, hour, instant, season, short, eventide, high time. So basically, Yahweh Shema Shai, he deal with certain times upon the planet Earth. He deal with all times upon the planet Earth. The time when Esau got into power, the time when Esau got out of power, man. You know, the time when the Media Persians defeated the Babylonians, and the time when the Lord set up the Greeks to defeat the Media Persians. The Lord made all that time worked out in his perfection, man. You know, and even the Christians say in the world, the Lord might not come when you want him to, but he's always on time. Why is that? We can find the answer when you go to 2 Peter's the 3rd chapter. It says, what, 1,000 years is as a day unto the Lord, man. You know? So in your eyes, it could have been 40 years, but in the eyes of Yahweh Shema Shai, there's nothing but an hour. You know? So for the lack of better words, man, Jake is not ready for the times that's coming up, man. Because we're coming into the return of Yahweh Shai. And the return of Yahweh Shai is just not going to be a quiet thing. No, man. It's going to shake the whole planet Earth. Even Yahweh Shai said, what if I be if it already be kindled, man? Let's go ahead and go to Romans 13 and verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for our salvation is nearer than we believe. Yes, man, our salvation is nearer than we believe. The return of Yahweh Shai, we can see it, the famines, the CBDC, and one of the major prophecies that we're looking forward towards next is that tiny device, that sea-hip, man. You know, all these things is creeping up upon the planet Earth. Continuing on, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of wickedness, and let us put on the armor of light. So basically casting off this society in this world and putting on Yahweh Shai, man. so we can see better in the midst of the night, in the midst of this deadly valley of the shadow of death, man. Matter of fact, let's go to Psalms 119, because that's what this word is for, man. This word is actually so we can navigate through the dangerous time, and we can know what time it is. And people say they frequently throughout the day, especially when you're at work. What time is it? It's 2:30. Then you might ask you 15 minutes. What time is it again? It's 2:35. You know, time is an important thing upon the planet Earth, especially in the eyes of Esau, man. Because, like it says, Esau have nothing but a short time, but we got all the time in the world, man, for the lack of better words. Let's continue on, though. In Psalms 119 and 105, it says, "Thy word is as a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." So with this word, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we can navigate through this dangerous society, which is called Babylon the Great, man. We can navigate through this wicked world. Again, through the valley of the shadow of death, people get distracted by the bread and circus. People get distracted by the dangling keys that Esau pushed in front of your face. But you can't get distracted. You have to have your eyes single, man. Let's go right here. This is the book of Proverbs 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 23. It says, "Keep thy heart with all diligence." Right here, what is that talking about? That word heart. That word heart actually goes back into the Hebrew word "lab," which actually is talking about your mind. It says so. It says, "Keep your mind with all diligence." Keep this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding the Lord hath put in your mind for with all diligence. For out of it are the issues of life. And again, through the spirit of Yahushua, you indulge in Yahushua, indulge in His book. Then, for the lack of better words, you're going to reap what you sow. You reap life, you're going to sow life, man. You reap corruption, you're going to sow corruption. Let's continue on, though. In verse 24, it says, "Put away from thee the forward mouth and perverse lips. Put far from thee," yes, put away the ways of this world, the ways of Esau, man. Because once you go into the word forward, it actually goes into being perverse or outside the temple or out of line. And that's what Esau pushed forth in this society, man. You know? Continuing on, "Let thine eyelids look straight on." Let thine eyelids look right on. And looking at what? Looking at the prophecies ahead, man. "The prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. And let thine eyelids look straight before thee." Yes, having your eyes on the prize, because, hey, that's why Yahushua endured, man. He had seen that reward that was ahead of him. So for the lack of better words, he took everything that came to him on the chin, because he knew the reward that was going to come after it, man. Every action have a reaction, man. You know, and Esau going to want you to react harshly by taking that tiny device. But if you're inside the temple, you're going to act with reason and trust in the Lord, man. Let's go ahead and continue on. In verse 25 again, "Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the path of thy foot, and let all thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand, nor turn to the left. Remove thy foot from evil." So basically, don't get trapped up or distracted with the ways of this world, man. You know, because again, the ways of this world, actually, it defiles your mind. That's why the scriptures say, "Arise ye and depart, for this place is polluted, and it shall destroy you with a sword destruction." And ultimately, how is this place pollutes you first? They pollute your mind. Wherever the head go, the ass gonna follow, man. So they push forth different TikTok trends. You know, on your YouTube, they know what you like, so they're going to push forth a certain algorithm towards your page. In either way, Yahweh Shai have set up the elect to not be deceived by him, man. And that's even in the scriptures in Matthew 24. He shall deceive, if it was possible, he shall deceive the elect, but he can't. It's already written in the scriptures for this devil to fail his NWO. And the reason why he won't get the elect, because we can see his evil plans, man. Let's go to Proverbs, the first chapter, real quick. Proverbs 1. Because one thing about Yahweh Shai, he put us on game before it even happened. If I say, hey, when you go down the street, be careful. You know, I seen the Edomite down there. Hey, you're gonna take heed unto those words, man. Because ultimately, if you don't, then you're gonna be taken by the snares of Edom. You know, let's go right here. This is the book of Proverbs 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 17. Get to the point. It says, "Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird," and that net is actually a snare for a bird. So it says the net is spread in vain if it's in the sight of any bird. Let's go into that word sight, because again, the prudent man foreseeth the evil. We can see these things, and I think that word right there is an ion, if I'm not mistaken. Right here, eye, a physical eye right here of showing mental qualities, man, being in your right mind, of a mental and spiritual faculties. So if you have those spiritual and mental faculties, you're not going to be caught up in the snare of Esau, man. You know? Matter of fact, and again, that's what having a sound mind gets you. That is 1 Timothy 1 and 7. If it's not 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy 1 and 7. Because with this sound mind that Yahweh Shemel shall have given us, we are being protected from the dangers of Esau, the dangers of this current life, man. Because whether you know it or not, we're actually finna go into the height of death, man. You know, these little jabberwockies, these little, Jake just dropping left and right, it's finna increase, man. These different pestilences, the famine, people are dying of starvation. These things are going to increase. And you're going to have the Lord on your side in that day in order to be saved. This 2 Timothy 1 and verse 7, for the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, have not given us the spirit of fear, but of power. And how do we have power? Through this word, and of love, and of a sound mind. So with this sound mind, basically, we can endure these different things. Like it says in the scriptures, through wisdom and knowledge, it shall be the stability of our times, man. We can see what's going on, and we know what's going on, and we know why. We have the biggest question. We have the biggest answer into the most asked question. Why? The Lord is doing this to bring this devil down, to bring up the nation of Israel. So yeah, my previous video was edifying. I want to say, call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash, Shalom, DTA.